The difference between weight loss success and failure often comes down to just 500 hidden calories a day. That's right, just 500 sneaky calories standing between you and consistent weight loss results. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how these small, innocent looking foods can add up to stop you losing weight, and more importantly, how understanding this concept can transform your approach to eating. In this video, I'll answer 3 questions that most people struggle with. Number 1, how can 500 calories be sabotaging your weight loss without you even noticing? Number 2, why do some people seem to eat mountains of food without gaining weight while others struggle? And number 3, how can you keep feeling full and still enjoy your favorite foods while successfully losing weight? I've personally overcome emotional eating and have guided hundreds of career-driven women to understand how these sneaky calories affect their weight loss journeys. And what I've discovered is that it's not about giving up your favorite foods. It's about understanding how they fit into the bigger picture. Let me show you what I mean. I have here 5 common foods that might be sneaking into your diet without you realizing their true impact. I'm going to show you exactly what 100 calories of each of these looks like and how quickly they add up. First, let's look at chocolate. Let me weigh out 100 calories worth. It's just this tiny amount, equal to 19 grams or 3.5 squares. That's barely a couple of bites. Next, any type of oil. So most people don't realize how quickly oil adds up when cooking or adding to salads. 100 calories is just about 11 grams. A quick extra drizzle in your pan or over your salads and you've added an extra 100 calories. Now for nuts, which are often considered as a healthy snack, but watch how few nuts give us 100 calories. It's around 19 grams. That's right, just a small handful of nuts contains 100 calories. And you can often eat that in just a couple of seconds without even thinking about it. They are nutritious, but they are extremely calorie dense. And now for Nutella or chocolate spreads, let's see what 100 calories looks like. Again, it's around 18 or 19 grams, barely enough to cover a piece of toast. Now cheese, just this small piece of cheese, 24 grams, equals 100 calories. Many people eat several times this amount in a sandwich or with crackers without even realizing it. Now look at this plate. These 5 tiny portions together give us 500 calories total. That's right, just these small amounts could be the difference between losing a pound of body fat a week or not seeing any results at all. So if you want to learn exactly how to implement a balanced approach to nutrition that allows for foods like these without sabotaging your progress, I've created a free guide that breaks it down step by step, and it includes detailed hand portion guidelines, food lists, sample meal plans, and strategies for making it work in everyday life. Just click the link in the description below to download your free copy now. Now, let me show you what 100 calories looks like with these alternative foods. Let's start with broccoli, a fantastic option. That's an enormous portion, around 250 grams. And you probably struggle to eat this much in one sitting. Now, here's a lean chicken breast. 100 calories is 94 grams, which is a decent protein portion that will help keep you full. Strawberries give you a natural sweetness. Here's what 100 calories of strawberries looks like. It's around 310 grams. Look at that huge portion. It's the same number of calories as those 3.5 squares of chocolate. And low-fat yogurt, protein-rich and far more filling. Here's 100 calories. That's a satisfying portion of around 163 grams, far more substantial than that tiny spoonful of Nutella, for example. And finally, mushrooms, a way out exactly 100 calories worth. Look at this absolutely gigantic portion. That's over 1.2 kilograms, just 100 calories here. So can you see the difference? This is 500 calories, and this is also 500 calories. Which one of these two do you think would fill you up the most? I don't even need to answer that, do I? So this visual comparison explains why you might feel hungry and unsatisfied when trying to lose weight if you're focusing on the wrong foods. Again, look at the difference between this tiny plate and this huge amount of food on this side. It's not about eating less, it's about eating smarter. So have you ever felt like you're doing everything right with your diet, yet the scale just won't budge? Those 500 hidden calories we just saw might be the exact reason why. To lose 1 pound of fat, you need to create a calorie deficit of around 3,500 calories. That works out to 500 calories per day to lose 1 pound of fat per week. I remember working with a client called Lisa who meticulously tracked her meals, but she couldn't understand why she wasn't losing weight. When we examined her food diary together, we discovered several instances of these invisible calories. So cooking oil she wasn't measuring, a few nuts she grabbed while preparing meals, cheese she sprinkled on her salads without weighing it. These small additions weren't being recorded, but were adding up to roughly 500 extra calories daily. Again, that's the equivalent of what is on this plate. Barely any food, yet enough calories to completely halt her weight loss progress. And what's particularly insidious about these calorie-dense foods is that they don't trigger fullness signals in proportion to their calorie content. When you eat them, your body doesn't register appropriate satiety cues, which means you keep eating. And this is why understanding calorie density is so crucial for weight loss. Simply becoming aware of these hidden calories and accounting for them could be the difference between seeing no results and losing a pound every single week. And just for reference, this is what a pound of fat looks like. And no, it's not about obsessive calorie counting. It's about awareness of where those sneaky calories are hiding. But here's what's really fascinating about this concept. It also explains one of the most frustrating mysteries in weight management. Have you ever watched someone eat what seems like enormous amounts of food while staying slim, while you feel like you gain weight just looking at chocolate? The secret is right here in this bowl of mushrooms. Calorie density explains why some people seem to eat constantly without gaining weight, while others struggle despite careful portion control. And to be clear, I'm not talking about those people with extremely active lifestyles or who exercise intensively. We all know someone who burns thousands of calories through physical activity and can eat more. I'm talking about that friend or colleague who doesn't seem to exercise any more than you do, yet can eat substantial meals without weight gain. So look back at those two plates again. Both contain exactly 500 calories. But the difference in volume is dramatic. People who naturally gravitate towards the foods on the tray are essentially hacking their satiety signals. They're filling their stomachs with foods that provide maximum volume per calorie. I had a client, Sarah, who was constantly amazed by her colleague who ate like a horse, yet remained slim. Now, when Sarah described what her colleague actually ate, it was revealing. Large salads, vegetable-heavy stir-fries, fruit, lean proteins. Meanwhile, Sarah was eating smaller portions of calorie-dense food and constantly feeling hungry. Your stomach doesn't count calories. It primarily registers fullness based on volume and weight. Studies consistently show that people naturally tend to eat about the same amount of food each day, regardless of the calorie content. So if you choose foods with lower calorie density, you'll automatically consume fewer calories while still eating the same physical amount of food your body expects. And what you also find is that when you eat more high volume foods, you feel better overall because you're getting far more nutrients, more vitamins, more minerals, more fiber and antioxidants. These support your energy levels and general well-being. And so this is why people eating primarily vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and whole grains can seem to eat mountains of food while maintaining or losing weight. It's not that they have a magical metabolism, they're simply consuming foods that have maximum volume per calorie. And so by shifting your diet towards more high volume, low calorie foods, you can literally eat more food while consuming fewer calories. So this isn't about deprivation, it's about understanding how to work with your body's natural hunger and fullness signals. Now, you might be thinking, does this mean I can never eat chocolate or cheese again? Absolutely not. The key isn't eliminating these foods, it's about understanding how to include them strategically. When I first started helping clients with their nutrition, I noticed an interesting pattern. The clients who tried to completely eliminate their favorite foods were usually the ones that ended up binging on those exact foods a few weeks later. Meanwhile, the clients that found a way to include appropriate amounts of their favorite treats were the ones that maintained consistent progress. The key is having a balance of both nourishing and filling yourself up on high volume foods, which will automatically create space for more treat foods that you really enjoy. So let me show you what this looks like in practice. In my coaching program, the Food Freedom Formula, I teach what I call baseline nutrition with 10% flexibility. It's simple, but a powerful approach that allows you to both lose weight consistently and still enjoy your favorite foods. So here's how it works. 90% of your diet consists of nutrient-dense whole foods, so those vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and appropriate amounts of healthy fats. Remember, fats can be quite high in calories. So you structure your meals around these foods using your hands as a convenient measuring tool. Your palm determines protein, your fist determines vegetables, your cupped hand guides your carbohydrate servings, and your thumb estimates your fat portions. And this creates the foundation of a satisfying, nutritious diet that promotes fat loss while keeping you full and energized. But here's the crucial part. The remaining 10% allows for your favorite calorie-dense foods. This might mean small extras 2 to 3 times per week, so a small bar of chocolate, a glass of your favorite wine, or some ice cream. On top of this, one open meal per week where you can enjoy whatever you fancy, perhaps a pizza, a pasta dish, or a dessert. And also some flexibility for special occasions like birthdays and holidays. This balance creates a sustainable approach that acknowledges both physical and psychological satisfaction. The 90% baseline provides the volume and nutrition your body needs, while the 10% flexibility allows you to enjoy life's pleasures without derailing your progress. And again, if you'd love to learn how to do this in more detail, my free guide is in the description below. And now you understand how food volume impacts weight loss and how to create a sustainable balance with your favorite foods. But here's the thing, this knowledge means absolutely nothing if you struggle with emotional eating. So if you find yourself reaching for food when you're stressed, bored, or upset, then you need to watch this next video where I explain how to fix emotional eating for good.